U.S. Attorney in D.C., Judge Jeanine Pirro. All right, what can you tell us about this man with explosives in a tent next to a church?
Well, actually, Jesse, he was on the steps of the church. It's the Cathedral of St. Matthew the Apostle, which is where the annual Red Mass is held every year, which celebrates the reopening of the Supreme Court, in which routinely and traditionally has Supreme Court justices attend that Mass. There were several who were going to attend, and based upon the actions of this defendant in D.C., they had to cancel those plans. What we're seeing, Jesse, in America today is a rising tide of religious hatred. And it is not just one incident or two. We're seeing it over and over again. And under President Trump, we're going to put a stop to it. Just as you talked about Antifa, the difference between 2020 and 2025 is President Trump isn't going to take it anymore. And the same with religious freedom. It is one of the most fundamental concepts that make us different from every other country. And this guy had over 200 devices that he was willing to detonate. He threatened to detonate. He had a manifesto. He claimed that, he hated Supreme Court justices. He hated Catholics, the Catholic Church. He hates Jews and, of course, ICE. And this is a classic example of what we have seen in the last few weeks. The Annunciation School, that church in Minnesota, where 19 children were shot. And then we had the Church of the Latter-day Saints this past weekend, another Christian church, where there were people who were shot. The church went into was into a blaze. And then we've got this, where we've got a Catholic church. He was there, ready to go. And we, not to mention in the shadow of Charlie Kirk, who was someone who believed in not only free speech, but religious freedom. So what we've got now is a president who's not going to take it. We're taking these crimes very seriously, and we are going to, in a preliminary hearing tomorrow, assuming that we get the judgment and the evidence that we need, we will move this to federal court based upon what we believe is nitromethane, which is the substance that was used by the Oklahoma City bomber. So there's a lot to unpack here, but there's a trend going on.
The amount of explosives, I mean, you're saying this was not like a firework. How big could this have been?
It could have been very big, and we'll know for sure tomorrow when we get the information we need from the FBI, Huntsville, Alabama, where their bomb testing is done, and we'll move it into federal court. But these are repeated acts that we're seeing over and over again. And there is this belief, and, even with the sentencing of the man who attempted to assassinate the Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh, I mean, there's this thought that, you're not really going to get punished. You're going to get away with it. It'll be swept under the rug the way these attacks on Christians and Catholics were during the last administration. Not under President Trump, certainly not in the nation's capital.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right that there has been a targeted assault on these houses of worship that has not gone reported. You don't even hear about the story today, and I'm glad you're bringing justice to this sick, twisted man. Judge Jeanine Pirro, great to have you on as always.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.